Hi and welcome to another Emotional Alphataps, and we've got a bit of an interesting one today, idealism. Now, the reason that makes this interesting is because it's quite complex. So we're not going to delve right into it because these are meant to be short and snappy. But it really is worth going away and having a look a bit more. And also checking out my blog where I talk a little bit about beliefs and values and how these develop and why they're so important. So the link will be below. Now, idealism as an emotion is one of those ones, again, where there's positive and negative traits to it. So in the negative trait, it could be that we have standards that we could never live to and that other people could never live to. So we're very disjointed from reality, or that we do not see the world in the way it really is. So have you heard the phrase rose-coloured glasses? It's that kind of thing, that you're so tuned into seeing the good that you don't see the negatives and the lessons, and when people are taking advantage of you, or you're going into situations that aren't necessarily safe, because you have this ideal that the place, the world, is integrally good. Now, that's quite a nice place to be, really, isn't it? But it's not necessarily a safe place to be, and it's not necessarily a very grounded place to be. It's quite floaty and can often be soaked into nostalgia. So you don't learn lessons from your lives and you keep making the same mistakes. It can be really unrealistic and just impractical. But saying all that, I still love it because it is also this really beautiful, visionary, dreamy emotional state of that romanticism of having values and standards and beliefs that the world is good is actually a really healthy and lovely place to be, as long as it's not in that tunnel vision of not being able to see the reality. So if you can get this emotional of idealism in balance, of a very much grounded energy, it is a nice place to be, because who doesn't want to see the positives in life? Who doesn't want to strive for things to be good and to be better and have that belief that it's good out there? Actually having a little bit of idealism can get us through some really tough times if we stay grounded. So when we're thinking about idealism, we really need to think about our core values and our core beliefs and where they come from and what they mean, and where do we place them? Is that a view of how we look at ourselves or other people, or both? So when we're thinking of the ideal, is it something we strive for? Can we recognise it when we get there? And can we recognise all the stuff that goes around it that means that the ideal of what might be in your brain might look something slightly different in reality? So, like I said, this is a really complex one. So I hope what I've just said makes sense or gives you the inspiration to go and do a little bit more research, because I could talk about it for hours and we'll probably all just have our heads explode. And that's not the aim of these tapping sessions. It's actually to make ourselves release some energy that has been a little bit stuck, learn a bit about our emotions, grow and develop our emotional literacy language so that we can express how we want to let people know how we feel and recognise ourselves, how we are feeling in that moment. So we will, as always, we'll start off with description of the tap, we'll do a scripted tap, do a silent tap. Want to do more, do more. Want to do less, do less. Want to juggle it up and tap extra places, do that. Tapping is very simple, very beautiful. It can get more complicated, and if you go for individual sessions, it often does, as you hone in on where that energy really is stuck. But these are general taps, so let's just keep it simple. And I will see you in a minute. So we'll start with the karate chop. From the karate chop to the top of our heads. Aiming for around 7 taps. Whatever emotion, feeling, physical response comes up, just go with it. So eyebrow, corner of our eye. Just remember to breathe. And as I'm doing the scripted tap, feel free to join me or add your own words in. But just tapping alone releases all that energy. Hopefully by the end of it, you'll just feel a little bit lighter. So we've done under the nose, chin dimple, collarbone, and we give ourselves a hug. I am worthy of a life where there's hope. I can believe in love, and I have self-worth. I release the need for perfection. I release the need for control. I release unrealistic expectations of me and others. And the world I live in. I see the world for what it is. I see my world clearly. I know my values. I understand my beliefs. And I release all Disney thinking. I release fantasy, nostalgia. I'm grounded. But I can have visions. I can believe in romance. I can have dreams and hopes. I can have an ideal to strive for. I recognise that ideal in reality may look different. And I accept the world as I accept myself. For being just what it is. I release the need to give it values it doesn't have. While being optimistic and hopeful and positive. I embrace life and my freedom. And have passion for life. because I am worthy of a life of hope and love, because I am worthy. So take a look at the bio, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you next time, and have fun. Bye.